open up in prayer. Father, I thank you, God, for this time. Lord, I pray, God, that you bless the fellowship, God, and you anoint the conversation between Mervin and I, God. I give you all the praise and all the glory. In Jesus' mighty name I pray.
Amen.
Yeah, man. What'd you do today?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Hey, back
I'm
at
doing
it.
good. I had a good week. I was at a youth panel on Thursday, and they just asked me 2 questions, but just networking and just getting to know other people and what they're doing for like the city. It was nice to do that. And then on Friday, there was an event for fathers, and they had like games, and they had a movie for the kids, and just going there and just connecting with the fathers there and everything like that. It was nice.
That's what's up, man.
That
was this weekend?
This week, yeah. Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't really do too much, man. You know, stay local, stay chill. You know, work. You know, try to work on my business. You know.
Yeah, what you working on?
Yeah, man. I'm trying to do a little drop shipping. You know what I mean? Sell some products. You know, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's good. Shopify?
Yeah. You know.
What are you trying to sell?
I have somebody that sells. You know, that works in the beauty industry, so I'm trying to sell beauty products. So if anybody, you know, wants some beauty products, you're gonna see my ads out there. This ain't a plug, but you know.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So you're doing that by yourself?
Yeah, I'm started. Try to get my feet wet, see how things go from there.
Yeah, nice. So, I know a lot about you. You know, you're my uncle. You know, I grew up with you and everything like that.
Yeah.
You grew up with a single mom raising you, which is my grandmom, right? How was that? Like, what was the struggles and the challenges that you faced growing up fatherless? Your father not involved, you know, as much as in your life.
I wouldn't say wasn't too much of a challenges I had to face. Felt like I could have been more equipped to deal with, you know, life as becoming a man or becoming a boy or teenager, having that father figure role. But my mom did her thing. Granted, like a woman can't teach a boy how to become a man. You know what I mean? I think it has to come from a man. So she did what she can. But you know, just little small things that I could have probably learned or knew that would help me, you know, maybe progress more in life. I mean, I really don't know, you know, because I don't, you know, I had the father figure, so I don't know what would have been different. Would I have been more successful? Would I have been, you know, not smoking weed? You know what I mean? Who knows? But so wasn't.
Well, you don't feel like it was any like you if there's no like point of your life where you can pinpoint, it's like, you know what, like in this area of my life, like if I had a father, it would have, you know, just kind of benefited me more in this area, like anything like that?
Just having more knowledge on certain things, because like I said, if your mom doesn't know everything on how to teach a man how to become a man, you're gonna learn from outside sources, whether it be the media, entertainment, your friends, the streets. So you know what I mean? In that way, yeah. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't know what would have been different if I had the father figure. But I think other than like, you know, just having more knowledge on certain things, whether it comes to sex, girls, drugs, how to deal with, you know, I mean, this is simple stuff that man should know.
So, you don't feel like you will be any different, or you don't feel like you'll be any different having a father in your life?
I said I don't know how much different would my life be with it. If I did, like I said, the only thing I can see is being more knowledgeable in certain aspects, you know.
I want to paint the picture more. So like, your mom is married, right? She's married, or just like your father, you know, they're not together, but he's equally involved, like raising you, you know. Any area that you will be different in?
I don't know, maybe more tough, I guess. Not like in a tough guy way, but just because I feel like as a woman, they teach you more how to be on your sensitive side, how to love, how to nurture. You know what I mean? So I feel like the father role would be to keep you strong, keep you confident, keep you focused. You know what I mean? So maybe on that aspect, But again, hindsight being 2020, I really don't know.
Being resilient.
They be resilient, you know what I mean?
Like discipline.
Right, because then I know some people that have fathers in their life and they're still in the streets, or they're not what you would think how you would be if you had a father figure in your life. So I feel like it all depends on who your father was, what was his personality, how he was as a man. Because if you had a shit father, then you're gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a big thing too. That's a big thing too, because I mean, you can be any type of man. Like, you can be a man like that don't really care about anything, that has no mission or anything like that, and then you're teaching your son in that way, right? What kind of man do you want to be for your son?
But real quick, but I have people that have fathers in their life, and some of them would tell me like, "Hey man, maybe you're better off with having a father." So that kind of showed me like some people have fathers in their life, but that father might be abusive or do drugs. So you know what I mean? Maybe I lucked out with having a father. I mean, my father's not too much of a bad guy that I know of, because I don't really know him like that. But just from what I do know, he wasn't a bad guy. He was into church, I think, too, when he was growing up. So I don't think he would have stirred me the wrong way. But then again,
you never know.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, and the type of man to like not be involved in your kids.
Exactly,
like,
that shows you.
Would you even want that type of man?
But then there's always context too, because you know what I mean. I don't know the full story of what led him to not be in the light or lives, or what he had to do in his life. You know what I mean? So I don't, I'm not gonna sit here and talk shit. But either way, regardless of how his life situation be, you should always be there for your kid. You know what I mean? No matter what the circumstances are. But I don't know too much on his behalf or why. You know what I mean? There could be reasons why I don't understand, or I might understand and go, "Wow, I get that."
Well, why would it be okay for someone not to? You brought up the situation where you had a friend tell you, "Hey, like you lucked out not having a father," or you could have lucked out not having a father because like there's fathers out there that are abusive or controlling, right? And it may have been better for you not to have a father in your life, because you don't know how he would have led you. Right. You don't know how he would have led the family and raised you.
Exactly.
So, but then I hear you say, all my fathers out there, be involved in your kid's life.
Yeah, because I think you should. You know what I mean?
Why?
But like I said, like everybody needs as a kid growing up, you need your mother and father. I'm sorry, it's just plain and simple. You can do it without, a father or without a mother. It's possible. There's families that do it. I mean, people that do it all the time. But I feel like with having that man and woman that's showing you, hey, this is how you love somebody. This is how you treat a woman. Like, it builds foundations for your home and what kind of family you need by seeing that. You know what I mean? Because me growing up without a father, my view on marriage was like, why do I need to get married? Yeah. All my friends, their parents are not married, or people that do get married, they get divorced. So it was like, you know what I mean? Just different views how you look at it.
Yeah. You would have benefited from having a father?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, deep down, I think I will. I think everybody would, but you know what I mean? But I don't know. I think I would, just in a knowledge aspect. You know what I mean? And having more confidence. Because I feel like as a father, or parents in general, you should instill that confidence into your kid at an early age. So then when he's at a certain age, he already has that, confidence in him. He don't have insecurities or self-doubt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You think about having kids in the near future?
Yeah.
How many kids you want?
Whatever the Lord gives me. I mean,
you don't have like a set number. Like, I want at least like 4 boys.
3 sounds
girls.
good. I'm fine with 2. I just feel like if you have a kid, I feel like it's selfish to not give that kid a sibling. I feel like, I mean, I do. I mean, like, you see, there's kids that grow up, being the only child, and nothing happens to them. It's not like you come out wrong or anything, but I just feel like as a kid, you need that other companion or sibling to kind of like, all right, at least it's not me against my parents. I have somebody with me here and that understands me and what I'm thinking. So I feel like it's important for a kid to have a sibling. But to each his own, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard to have kids, man. Some people just have one kid and they go, hey, man, this is it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So.
See, I grew up as a only child for 12 years, man.
Yeah, how did you like that?
I liked it. There was pros and cons to it. Like, I liked the attention that I got, but at the same time, you know, when mom wasn't around, I had like nobody to play with. I play with you guys.
Exactly, and that's why I could think about it.
I look at you and you know, my aunts, your siblings, as like my brothers and sisters.
Exactly. But you learn for that without you even realizing it. Maybe because, you know, you would come over and all you want to do was play with us. And, you know, there's certain things we couldn't do just because we were older, you weren't going to get it, or it was just games that, you know, but still that didn't stop you from wanting to play with us because it was like, hey, I want to play with somebody, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it kind of showed me too, like, hey, yeah, you know, you need that. Even having a cousin, just somebody around your age where they just understand you. It's hard being this only person in the house where, you know.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
How you like growing up with a large family?
I think it's beneficial. You know, having a big family, I think it builds good core values in you. And like I said, just having a brother and sister is cool, man. You know, somebody you can have and understands and, you know, have your back. You know, I feel like you learn how to communicate better too in this world when you have a brother and sister. You're already starting off with early communications and sharing and caring. So when you get to a stage where, you know, that's all it's about, you're a little more equipped. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like it helps you with talking to women as well too.
Yeah,
you know, as your sisters and looking at, you know, other women, like, you know, hey, what I like in a form of like just respecting women, you know, and just respecting their boundaries and respecting
See, but it shouldn't only be sisters. Like that should along come off with just from your mom alone. You know what I mean? Because you should be like, oh, okay, like I love my mom. I don't want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how you look at a mom is how you should look at a woman. Like everybody has a mom. That woman you're messing with is gonna be a mom, or has a mom, or is an aunt, or, you know, or
yeah.
You know,
that same principle can be applied with your sister as well too. The same thing. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You had an experience going to church when you were younger. How old were you when you started going? So was your first church High Point? Was that the first time you ever went to church?
No, I mean, your mother, my sister, she took me to churches here and there, maybe once in a while, but I don't remember exactly the first church I went to.
Okay.
Man, when I was going to High Point, I wasn't really going for the.
But High Point was the church that like you were attending more often.
I mean, I went a couple times, and at the time I didn't really take it serious. I just went because it was where my friends, really for the basketball, man. Because you go there, you learn about God, and then you have a whole 30 minutes just playing basketball with your friends upstairs.
That was fun.
That was my
job. The way to draw people in, though, they did a good job.
No, right, it does. But if that's what you're doing, then that's what only people are coming for, rather than going for the true message. But maybe when you do that, you might get that one person out the group that's really listening and going, wow, I came here for a reason, and what he said stuck to me. So, you know what I mean? So I did take it serious when they had to come in the beginning and, you know, do your little roundabout and talk about God and stuff. You know, I took it serious and I heard them and stuff like that. But I feel like my real motive and intentions was to just hang out. You know what I mean? You know, play basketball, stuff like that. So
you got to give it to them. They did a good job. Like, that's how you draw people in, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, you have that one person who might be interested.
Yep.
I feel like that was me. Like, I went in there and I'm like, I just liked how everything was set up, and like I seen, like I was being exposed to like a whole nother side of like life and reality, you know, marriage and how people were raising their kids and education and just the whole structure of church and families and other people. That blew my mind. I started listening to them, asking them questions. I was definitely that one kid like that listened and strayed off a little bit. I was like, yo, Jesus, man, like, you know.
That's the goal, because, you know, you're not going to get everybody. So if you could bring 10 kids in and one of those kids listen, I feel like they've done their job. Like, hey, we got one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So how was your experience at High Point?
Oh, it was good. Like I said, they're cool people. You know, they really outgoing. They didn't force nothing on you. You know, they felt like, hey, if you're coming here, you gotta do this. And no, it was just like, hey, come. You know, have fun. You know, listen to us. At least listen to us. And then if you want to come back and keep going, we're here. Like they never like felt like they were anything against us, like
forcing you.
Yeah, they were welcoming arms. Yeah. Because like I said, whatever their method of trying to gain followers and stuff was, like I said, was a smart idea. Yeah, you get the kids, be fun. You know, if you're gonna just be standard Bible, come in, sit down, read this, nobody wants to do it. Yeah, so if you incentivize snacks, gym, then it makes somebody go, oh, okay, I can listen to you talk about God for 10 minutes. It ain't nothing bad. Ain't gonna kill me. You know what I mean? So why not?
Yeah. So you go to church now, right?
Yeah, I try to go. I've been going every Sunday lately. So yeah, man.
How's the church experience for you? Like for those who are watching and they never been to church
or listening.
Yeah, or listening. And they never been to church, and they just are having thoughts about, hey, should I involve church in my routine? Like, should I attend, or just hesitant about attending? Like, what's your experience about going to church and everything?
See, my first thought was like, I always felt like you didn't need the church. And I know this is wrong, and again, this is all my opinions. Whatever I say, don't take it as factual or this is the right or wrong. But just my experience, I felt like you didn't need church. I felt like you can learn God and love God and follow God in your own way, by doing the right things. But then I came to understanding that church is a place where you're with fellow like-minded people. So this place is all filled with good energy. It's a place of God. So you know what I mean? You're there to receive the word and in a place of holiness. So I understand the importance of church now, but I still feel like a part of me still feels like you can still not go to church and still build a relationship with God. You know what I mean? Maybe it won't be as strong, but you know what I mean? You can start off without going to a church and then work your way into a church, because there's so many churches out there. You can start going to one church, you might not like it. You go to this church and it's not your type, but you might like this one simple, small-minded church. So it, you know what I mean? It's all to each his own,
You mentioned you can go to church, but you don't have to go to church, but you can still build a relationship with Christ.
That's what my view was. Yeah.
And you said, but it might not be as strong. Why wouldn't it not? Why wouldn't it not might be as strong?
I don't know. I feel like when you're in the presence of other people who are praying and asking for God and in a house that's His, that relationship might be stronger. Like, you're gonna feel that, you know what I mean? When you're in a house full of what everybody wants. So that's energy, that's vibes. Everybody's feeling and emotions all and their minds targeted to God. So you're in a place of that. So I feel like you're gonna feel that. You're gonna feel all that energy and everything, vibes, everything. So I feel like it will make it stronger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In some way, but
it's and that can be applied to different areas too.
Yeah.
It's because everybody's all one-minded, and that can be applied to even groups in high school or groups in colleges, where the vibe is the same. You put yourself in a club at college. It's that's like a church in a way, everybody has a one mindset. You guys, same energy, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's good. You've been liking church, you like it there?
Yeah, I never not liked
it. That's good.
Church.
That's great that you caught that revelation though about that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But like I said, also part of me still feels like you don't have, you know what I mean? You shouldn't force church on nobody. You can't, I don't think you should, hey, you gotta go to church, you gotta go.
I don't think you should force anything on anybody.
Right, exactly. But people do, because they're like, hey, how you can't be into God if you're not going to church, which I don't believe. I feel like you can be in God and not going to church. Like I said, but if you want to build your relationship with God stronger, make it, more impactful, then I feel like church is, going to help you get to that path more. Yeah. But I still feel like you don't have to. But like I said, other preachers might say no, you're wrong. I'm just going to go to church. And like I said, if that's what you want to do. But just from again my own experience and stuff like that, I feel like you don't have to. You know what I mean? But it does help.
But yeah, to encourage people, if you want to grow, if you're in this walk and you're a Christian,
go to church to help you and help you.
It's great for you,
right? And help you understand. Because you might try to learn on your own and you just don't get it. You're not understanding it. You're not feeling it. It's just not making sense. Church is going to help you get there. It's going to help you step by step. You know what I mean? Church is there for you. It's like almost, it's not like a school. Don't look at it as a school, but it's a place where you can really understand God. There can be people there to help you understand God because they're in the same path as you. They've been in the same path as you. You know what I mean?
So if you go to church, right? Like, what's your motive behind that? Like, because you don't want to force anybody to go to church. You do want to encourage them, because if they're walking with Christ, it's very helpful for them. Like, it's very beneficial for them. They will grow in their relationship with God and grow in their walk. So, would you say that you're walking with Christ, or like what is your if not, like what are your motives to going to church?
Like I said, to try to build my relationship a little stronger with God. And like I said, also too, because it's just good knowledge. You know what I mean? Like I said, you can read a Bible or a verse and you might not interpret it, but that verse you were reading, the church is gonna go over it, and now you have a better understanding. And also too is where you go to praise God. Like sometimes we don't praise God at home. Yeah, we might pray, but you praise God at church. You know what I mean? With the singing and everything, that's where you learn to praise and stuff like that.
Yeah. What else? Like, so are you walking with Christ?
What do you mean by that?
Like, you have a relationship with Him?
I would like to think so, yes.
What else have you... Like, you caught that revelation about going to church and it's helpful for you in your relationship with Christ.
One day I was staying over my girl's house, and I woke up and it was just like, I just had a feeling I had to go to church. I don't know what it was. I don't know if I had a bad dream or what it was, but I remember just waking up and going, I need to go to church. And I looked at my girl, I'm like, yeah, we need to go to church. Like, I don't know, there's something feeling in me where I feel like I need to go to church. So it's like, that was my motivation at that time, and why I've been going steadily. Like, I just had a feel, like something was telling me, like, hey, you haven't been in a while. Like, you know what I mean? Go over there. You know what I mean? And maybe everything happens for a reason, because when I said that and we went to church, I got my girl baptized. Like, you know what I mean? Off of me saying that. And like I said, it was just a random, just waking up, just like, like I want to go to church. Like, I felt like I had to go to church. Like,
now, do you believe that, was just like, that you got that feeling because of the season that you're at in life, and being in a new relationship, or
it could have been.
Do you think it's from God, or you think it's just had a bad dream, or where do you think that feeling comes from?
It could be from God if you want to go that way, but I really don't know. If I wanted to, like, if I had to pick, I feel like that was God trying to benefit both of us. But me doing that led to something more else happening, which bringing my girl more into Christ. You know what I mean? So maybe that was the reason why He put it in me. You know what I mean? To take her and get baptized. So, I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? Life is a mystery. God works mysterious.
You ever had a feeling like that before in the past?
To go to church?
No, not to go to church specifically, but just a feeling like that, like a urge,
to do
or
something.
Like a push.
No, not that I can think of. Like, I had an urge to pray. You know what I mean? There's certain times where it's like, I just feel it, where it's like, no, I gotta pray. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just, I don't know. It's like a feeling.
What are some things that you've been through growing up? Like hard things, like tribulations.
I guess kind of understanding what I want, you know what I mean, and
because you wouldn't say you had an easy life, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say I had it hard, like, you know what I mean. Granted, there's people in this world that are not eating right now, you know what I mean. So I always try to look at stuff like that, where, I mean, I could be not eating right now,
right?
You know what I mean. So I always try to be grateful in the little things. But
having that perspective, like,
right? Like, because to me, like,
but for you specifically, like, what are your storms that you've endured?
I don't know, man. I feel like in my life I haven't really gone through a lot of, like, not, I want to say hardships, but like a lot of, like, I don't know. I just feel like I could have been through a lot worse. Not saying I want to, but I understand how other people have it. So I just look at my life with more grateful. And how I look back at my life, I'm like, I mean, my life wasn't really that hard. I mean, granted, yeah, We could have lived better. You know, we grew up in the projects. You know, we could have had a better house, better lifestyle. You know, but it wasn't. There was no ever. There was a roof over my head. Got to eat. You know what I mean? I got a job. Like, you know what I mean? It just could have been way worse how I look at it. So I feel like, you know, I didn't really go through. The only thing I could say with like hard times is just, you know, relationship stuff and understanding yourself. Because I feel like that's what everybody's gonna go through. When you hit your mid-20s into going to your early 30s, you're trying to find yourself and understand what you want and what you're trying to do in life.
What did that look like specifically?
You know what?
Finding yourself in your mid-20s.
I still feel like I'm still finding myself, man. Like you're always growing.
I was gonna ask you, how did you? And you are always growing too.
Right.
I want to touch on that because it's not like you're just gonna. All right, there's a line where you find like you can find yourself, right? But that doesn't mean that you're perfect. You know, there's still more revelation you will get to know about yourself and get to know about your relationship with God. Because when you can find yourself, you find yourself who you are and you know your identity in Jesus Christ. And that's finding yourself. But as you continue in your walk and your relationship with Jesus, you know, you uncover more sins and you uncover like more growth that you have to do in you. So yeah, we're never gonna be perfect. You know, we're never gonna just come to that point. So yeah, you know, I found myself, whatever. But like, especially growing up, you know, in your 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, like that time frame, it's like you're transitioning. Like you're just in a transition phase. What did that look like for you, and how did you get through it? Without, you know, you didn't have a male figure, like, or did you have a male figure too in your life to help you out with that? You know, how did you get through that? What did it look like, and how did you get through it?
I mean, my male figures would be just my friends that grew up on the street. Like, you know what I mean? For real, I really didn't have a lot of role models. I mean, my role model could have been my sister and, you know, my mom, but
Drake.
Nah,
Wayne.
Nah, man, I didn't look at them as role models because to me, they're not here. They're not telling me stuff that's gonna put me on, like, you know what I mean. But I'm just watching them, you know, make music and get money. I mean, that's a little, you know, eye opening. Where you're like, oh, I could do that, but you know what I mean. That wasn't somebody I really was like, that's what I gotta follow. Yeah. I feel like I didn't have that male figure in my life. Maybe my life could have been different. Transitioning, like I said, it's just getting used to it. It's being comfortable with change, because like I said, you're just gonna not even just wake up one day, but just certain as the years go on and stuff like that, you just realize certain things like, okay, well, I don't like doing that, or I'm starting to believe this.
Almost, Tobias. Almost. You're doing a good job. Thank you.
So I feel like my transitioning was just kind of easy, not easy, but at ease. But you know, I could have, you know, maybe transition a little better, understanding myself. Maybe if I did have that male figure, but you know, it wasn't bad. It wasn't hard.
What did it look like though? Like, what did you struggle with? Like, when I say what does it look like? Like, what was the having a hard time finding yourself, or having, like, what does that mean? What does that look like?
I feel like everybody has a hard time finding yourself because you change, like you said, like, you know, you're always growing, so you're never gonna probably come to a conclusion where you're like, okay, this is it, you know. So you're always growing. So I feel like everybody goes through those periods of like trying to find themselves and like understand, like, you know, okay, you know, this is the way how it's supposed to be, or this is the way how I'm supposed to am. But like I said, I just feel like your surrounding and your environment can change on how you look at things and how you grow or want to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you say that you're still trying to find yourself, is it the same way as when you were younger, like in your early 20s? Or is it just like in a different?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just trying to become a better man, like just trying to be the best version of myself. Because like you always can feel like, hey, I'm doing good right now, but I always feel like there's always more stuff you can do, or you can be like, oh, I can get better at this, or I can do better.
You just improve, yeah.
Yeah, just improving certain small things. You know what I mean? So, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely do feel like that too. Like I do feel like that. Like, man, I want to improve in this area of my life. Um, you know, I'm single, so like I definitely want to get married. I have kids right now, and I definitely just want to like start that all over. You know, I had kids outside of marriage, so I want to, do it like the right way. So I want to improve in that area and everything and stuff like that.
Right.
But there's certain things that like you can't grow, like you can't like accelerate too fast. Like it's kind of like it's like a day by day type of thing that it will change in the future. Like I'm not just gonna go out there and find somebody off the street and marry her because I want to be in that. Like it takes time. Like I'm gonna follow God and I'm gonna follow His will for me and just be sensitive to the person that He gives me. Is there things in your life that areas in your life that you want to grow into that is kind of more in your control that you're working towards?
Not really. None I can think of off the top of my head right now. Just be more dedicated to things. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna do something, just stick to it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Something I can say. So, like I said, maybe if I would have my father, maybe things would have been different. Who knows?
Oh, now you feel like something would be different.
Man. Like, like I said, everybody got different perspectives on things. So,
yeah. What's one advice from you to young men out there that's watching or listening that is not growing up with that male figure, don't have a role model in their lives, and they're young, they're in their 20s or in that time frame, they're trying to get to know themselves? Like, what is one thing that they should be working on every day? Just one tangible thing that they should be doing to just help them out, just help them out in life.
I would say just learn from your mistakes. I know it sounds probably cliche, or you know what I mean, or people just like, what do you mean by that? But like, literally, man, because you're gonna make mistakes growing up as becoming a man. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be perfect. You're gonna stumble. You're gonna fall. So just when you make a mistake, go, oh, okay, that's not what I should do. I should do this. You know what I mean? And take advice. I know as sometimes as men, our ego, our pride gets away of ourselves. So if you can just sometimes just really not hear but listen and take advice,
Mm-hmm.
that will go a long way.
All right, yeah, that's good. That's great. Thank you, Mervin, for your time, man.
I appreciate it, man.